All right, guys, welcome to the episode of The Final Whistle. This is Season 2, Episode 5. As you can tell, I'm the only one here. We always have two other people, Yaga and Ibn here sometimes. Freddie's here, but everybody's remote right now. As you can see, Ibn's still in school. He's right here. Let me pin him in. What's going on, Ibn?
Man, I've been good. Just living the dream, School is hard, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You feel me?
I still don't think this guy's in school, but I'll act like I believe him. And now
why don't you believe that I'm in school? I mean, we took a whole freaking break for about a month now. We haven't recorded. That tells you that I'm in school. Come on.
All right. Let's take his word for it. So now we have another special guest. Now, usually we bring guests on it. Fred came on for Arsenal. We had since time for Liverpool. We have my good friend here, Danyo.
Welcome, Danyo.
Welcome, Danyo.
Thanks, yo.
Reporting live. He's also in school. That's what these guys are telling me, but I don't believe it. But he's also in school.
Of course you're in school.
Yeah, he's also in school studying to be a doctor, which I don't believe, but Daniel is a fan. And perfect time to bring him on because I guess let's start. Dan, your Man United season started off well, beating Arsenal 4-0.
Yeah.
Now, what's going on? Like, what is your thoughts on it? What's going on?
I want to start off, by saying that, I don't really want to take us back, but, taking a look at how our transfers actually went, we had players leaving, especially our attacking players leaving without replacing them in the summer, even though we actually did some good purchases, like in our defense. But, when you have your attackers leaving, you have to replace them. Mm-hmm. So that's to begin with. And we started off well. Then injury crisis happened. And as I said earlier, we lost attackers. We didn't replace them.
Yeah, your squad is very thin, isn't it?
Pardon?
Your squad is very thin. Very, very thin.
Our squad is very, 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 very thin. As a coach, sometimes you think you have a squad, but when you get hit by injuries, that's when you actually know that your squad is a thin squad.
Yeah, but before you continue, right, the one thing that I always said, I think other episode, I said when they were playing against us and they beat us 4-0, that was the best Man United team.
Yeah.
The thing was that if like the starting 11, if one player gets hurt, it's fun to play a youth team. Like Chelsea, we had 4 or 5 players hurt, but we still had enough players to come in. Why was it that they were able to let players go and not replace them? That's kind of bad business because right now you have youth players coming in, and the results show that they don't have enough good players.
It's quite frustrating as a fan, as a Man U fan. If you really, because taking a look back at Ferguson's squad, look at the number of strikers that he had on the bench.
Yeah,
you could have very good 2 strikers playing, and also equally good strikers on the bench waiting to be substituted to come on to make a change in a game. Mm-hmm. Do you get it? So when you have injury striking you in a team, you should have very, very good replacements. And you don't have a substitute bench just because they are not good. You want to have a substitute bench or players that could replace those first teamers when it happens to them.
Yeah, even if it's not injury, it's like lack of form or something. You have to have somebody coming.
No, apart from analyzing from the point of injury, Man United players, I just don't know. We actually started off well. Do you get it? And these players, man, Oh God.
I can't hold it in anymore. Like, it's so
sometimes you watch Man United's game and you go like, what is wrong with them?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Can they play football? Like, you just don't know what is wrong with the team.
So now before you continue, right? Let's talk about this transfer thing before Ibn. I'll let you, because Ibn is gonna troll you. So I'm gonna save him for you.
No, I know because
I'm not gonna today.
But speaking of like the thing with like we're talking about not having enough players. What is the issue? How come is it? It can't be money because you guys spent a lot of money on 2 defenders. You have money, or is it Ed Woodward that doesn't want to spend because you sold a lot of players, generate a lot of money. You got Alexis Sanchez off the books, so that's a big money taken off the wage budget that you can use other way. What happened? How come you weren't able to sign players? Is it that Solskjaer wanted the players but didn't get them? Or was it where Man United are trying to start this new youth revolution where they want to give chances to the youth?
You know, one, the board is the problem. Mm-hmm. The board, I think, is not actually doing a very good job, especially when it actually comes to transfers. They are actually using the football club on a business terms instead of seeing the progress of the club. Because if you're actually doing good business, fine, you're actually selling players. And if you really think about the club too, you should bring players in to improve the club. Yes, we want to make use of our youth system, yes. But this is Manchester United that you're talking about. This is a giant club, not just a big club. This is a giant club that you're talking about, okay?
Once upon a time.
Wow.
Once upon a time. Not anymore. Once upon a time. 10
years ago.
But
let him finish.
No, hold on. Despite all the crisis that we are having, it's a fact. We still remain a giant club. Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, class they say is permanent, okay? So that one, you can't actually take it away from us. Mm-hmm. We are still a giant club, despite our crisis that we are having. Amen. I know that you have things Man United, but let me tell you this, okay? Fine, you want to go with our youth system and all that, but hey, you've lost key players in your squad, of which they could think that they are not going to improve or they are not going to fit into his system. Okay, fine, yes. Then the board, give the money to the coach, or fine, me coach, I want to get this type of players. Look at Bruno Fernandes. I don't know what actually happened to that transfer. Mm-hmm. And I think rumors he lost the ball. Sancho.
Well, the rumors about Bruno Fernandes, and I remember Yago was very sure that he was going to come. I read something that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ibn, it was something about he loses the ball too much, and that's why United thought that he wasn't a good enough player. Now, Danyo, before you go, right, and let me get Ibn in, because I know Ibn has thoughts on basically what's going on. What is, and I know you want to make fun of me now, but like, realistically, what is the issue with what's going on?
From my point of view, I honestly feel like it has something to do with management. I feel like the appointment of Ole was kind of impromptu in the sense that he was in a winning streak, okay, as an interim, right? And then they rushed to appoint him as the head coach. So the transition was not really well done. I don't feel like it was well prepared to host that to be in that role as a manager for United. And now when things are turning against them, you have people that are like bashing saying he's a fool and he's going to get fired. I don't know if you guys saw the meme between Woodward and this other guy. What's his name? He's a player. What's his name? So it basically was like a back and forth conversation where he was saying that he's going to get fired the next morning, and Woodward was like, hey, chill out. We're on camera. You can't be doing that. So I feel like right now the players are not really playing for him. It's just like, he knows. That's how I feel about it. Because if your own players saying like live on TV like, hey, the next one he's going to get fired.
Was that a real thing that happened?
Yeah, I saw it. I should have put it in the chat. It happened. And Greenwood was like, "We on camera." You could read his lips. He was like, "We on camera."
Wow. Oh. I actually want to see that because I haven't seen. Have you seen that, Danyo?
I'll send it to you. I saw it. I was dying. It was funny. He was like, "Be on camera. You can't do that. Stop."
Wow, that says a lot. If that had really happened, then but still, like Danyo was.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, if you had that transition of being a coach on a winning streak, and now your team is turned against you, then you got to do something. It's either one. Back to what Daniel was saying, try to find the right players that are going to fit into your system, or do something meaning either leave the job for other person come do it, or something else. I don't know, because United's story is very, very broad, and you don't want to get into it that much.
But given what Daniel is saying, that Ole doesn't have enough players. I don't know how many coaches can actually do well with the team that they have. So it's gotta be. I mean, let's be honest here. Ole had a better team in terms of squad last year than he does now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. That's the thing. They don't have enough players. And I remember saying this, that if Martial or Rashford gets injured, the only next player that's coming is Mason Greenwood, who's like 17 years old.
Mason Greenwood. See, this English Premier League that we are playing is a long season.
Yeah.
You can't make a 17-year-old boy without experience to be your man. Yes, it's going to come in, maybe some performance, but it won't be consistent.
Yeah, and a little pressure.
Someone like that. Do you get really rely on someone like that. Yeah. And I think Solskjaer is also making a mistake, especially managing his midfield players. Fine. McTominay, you can actually sense that McTominay is in some real good form, okay? And you said this is your squad and you're really going to play people who are really hardworking and all that. See, you've played Matic. Okay, you've played Matic and McTominay, and you can actually sense that Matic is no more the Matic we used to know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could actually see Fred making some improvements, especially with the games that he actually came on, and looking at our games that we played, Europa. Do you get what I'm saying? So, fine, Pogba is hurt, but I think that the next game that we are going to play, why don't you actually play McTominay and Fred at CDM and actually push Pogba forward, because we are lacking creativity.
Yeah.
The most important thing, we are lacking creativity in front of goal.
We don't have enough players.
Can be having lots of possessions, but where is the creativity?
With all the issues, I think the next time United can improve the squad is in January. So this question is twofold, and I'm going to go to you, Dan, before I go to Evan. Twofold. Do you think that they will spend money in January to fix the issues where they don't have enough players? And two, if that happens, do you see United, where do you see them finishing? Like, if let's say they go and get another striker or two or attacking players, do you see that happening? One, and two, where do you
first, okay, the thing is that one, we are playing the Europa League, and it will be very difficult to attract players, especially looking at the January transfer window. It's not easy to actually get players during the January transfer window. So United is in real big trouble.
Correct.
Something realistically, if Man United finish 5th, that is going to be a very big result for Man United.
Do you think it's possible?
That's in being hopeful. You're being hopeful.
Like, let's say you're putting your money on it. Let's say you're putting money on it, and take I know that's your team. Where do you, like, the way you're looking at the league and how all these players are team? Because honestly, talent-wise, you guys are maybe 6 or 7, because the other teams with the Wolves and West Ham, they have a lot more players that can rotate. You have more quality, obviously, with starting 11, where do you realistically think you can finish?
Realistically, I think I'm actually looking at the 4th position.
4th? Okay. That's a shocker. Evan, where do you...
Wow. So looking at what United is doing, and before I even jump into that conversation, I want to make mention of what the last point that Danyo was talking about earlier in terms of management. I honestly also feel like ever since Fergie's run came to an end, the whole transition between like managers hasn't really helped you guys a lot. So one question, if God forbid you guys should fire Ole tomorrow, who are you guys going to be looking out for as a replacement? I will leave that as a question for you to think about. No answers right now, but that's something they should think about down the line. If Ole is to be fired today, who would be a good replacement for him at United? And what kind of philosophy is he going to be at United? In terms of the question that you were asking, Jeffrey, as to where United is going to be finishing this season, I honestly don't. I told you already. I don't see them in top 4. I think they're going to end up finishing 6th again. Because right now, the top 4 it's not even the top 4 anymore. It's like it's a top 6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a top 6 because you have your Spurs that will start off really well, and then down the line they will end up choking or something like that. And then Arsenal, who are looking good so far, like coming from behind against West Ham, looking good. I think they're going to give everybody a match. So I don't really think that 4th spot is guaranteed for anyone yet. I think it's going to be like a long way to go, and I think bottom line, United wouldn't finish in top 4.
So you think one number? I need a position. 6. Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly, and I'm not even. I said that they were gonna finish 6 before the season, and I said this even before they started letting players go without replacing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think that they are gonna finish. Finishing 6th would be the best case scenario because talent-wise, right now, you are struggling to actually be top 4 in talent alone in your first 11. And now with the league, you always have to have a bench. You always have to have players coming on because it's a marathon. It's a marathon. Yeah. It's a long season where players are going to be out of form. If you don't have that, you don't have much. So if, let's say, Rashford is not having a good game or good 3-4 games, or Martial is not having a good 3-4 game, who's going to come on? No, that's the issue with it. So that's why I'm looking at this point right now, I thought it was 6, and I'm even more sure that it's going to be 6 after the season. All right, so
let me react to it. Let me react to it. I love to react.
As bad as I think we are having like a bad season, okay, but I think United's season is actually still going to turn around,
Okay.
With which United, like, who's going to come in to turn it around? I don't get it. I don't see it happening.
You don't see it happening, right?
No.
I can't wait for us to do this video at the end of the season and tell you, even that.
All right. You know what? The best thing about video, everything is recorded. We can play this shit. If anybody says they didn't say one thing, I tell you what. If you finish 4th, it will be all like it's all perfect. Like I would be like, you know what, you called it. But at this point, I don't see it. Honestly.
I know.
All right. So let's transition. Let's transition off to Chelsea right now. So same questions with Chelsea. What is the good? What's the bad? What's the what do we like? What do we not like? Eben, I'm going to start with you.
All right. So Chelsea. Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster for me so far. In terms of how we're playing as a team, I think so far so good. I don't want to bash anybody yet because, again, the team is like building up like a new character, building up a new philosophy, and so it's a transition, which I appreciate. Again, I think Jeffrey and I, when we met Chelsea fans the other time about New York, we made the same complaint saying that we need to play our youth. And again, when you're playing your youth, that's what comes about. So it's expected to happen. I'm proud of whatever is going on right now with Chelsea. But what is really frustrating to me is we can't keep clean sheets. It's so annoying. Like, we started really well, and we think we're going to bury the game, and then it's a tie, or did we lost?
We kept the clean sheet today, which
I'm happy. Yeah, it's home.
It was
So
close.
it was really close too.
Yeah.
But it's so annoying. It gets on my nerves. Like, can we just like focus and win games? And again against Liverpool last Sunday, I honestly thought we could have beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
The way we played, especially in the second half, it was so like phenomenal. I'm like, oh my God, this is the Chelsea that you should be looking out for in the next few years to come, because they're pressing really high. They're not losing the ball. Like, even if they lose the ball, they're quick to recover the ball. So I think it's something good. But again, let's give the team some time to play together. In the next few years, I can fully judge the team and judge Frank Lampard. Right now, I cannot really comment on Lampard on what he's doing, but I just commend him for the great job that he started with.
So you're optimistic.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Now, Danyo, what do you think of the Chelsea situation? What do you think about the youth and how the season's going?
I think Lampard is actually doing a very good job, because looking at the first situation, they had a transfer, and players actually knew. Probably I'm sure he wanted in his plans. He was actually denied and all that. So he was actually left with working with his players that he had at his disposal. But I think Lampard is actually doing a good job, okay? Because you can actually compare. I think Chelsea is actually doing well as compared to Man United, especially when you look at the way Chelsea actually approach their games. Like, take the Man United game out. Even the Man United game, Chelsea, even you could actually
Very well.
You were saying something?
Yeah, they played well, right? They played well.
Yeah, they played well. So that's why I'm saying that Chelsea is actually playing well, but it's just that clean sheets, as Eben actually said. When you go into a game, as much as you're actually looking forward to score goals, you should also make sure that you actually defend properly, or you defend well. So I think if they actually improve upon their defense, I think going forward, I think Chelsea is very good, because having someone that they can really trust on, especially when he actually gets chances, he's able to bury it. That's with Tammy Abraham. And I think they also have a boost up with Odoi actually coming back from injury and all that. So Chelsea, I think, is actually going to improve. Like, it still has more room for improvement. And I think Lampard is actually doing a very good job with Chelsea. Despite their bad results that they had, I think looking at Chelsea, when they are even losing, like looking at the way they're actually creating chances and all that, Man United, I'm not going to compare Chelsea to Man United, but I have to chip this in. Like, when you look at Chelsea losing games and going forward compared to Man United losing games and going forward, Chelsea will create more chances, and you think they are more likely to score a goal. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Chelsea, Lampard is actually doing a good job with Chelsea, and I think Chelsea will improve. Like, they will improve.
So, I mean, the thing, I remember when, before the season, and we were talking about how we think Chelsea's going to play. And I wasn't sure until during the preseason, I saw how this team was attacking. I'm telling you that attacking-wise, I thought we were going to be excellent. In our group chat with the boys, I was telling them that I think Chelsea will score 75-plus goals in the league.
Yeah.
But attacking-wise, we're going to score goals in abundance. Even if we don't have a striker, I always said that, and we lost Hazard, and everybody thought, like, oh, losing Hazard is basically the end of us because we lost our best player. And every time you lose your best player, people started chipping. People don't rely on that one player. And I always said that there's so many, we don't have a superstar, at least attacking-wise, we don't have a superstar, but we have players that can all contribute. And the reason why also our defense is not good is because we're attacking a lot, and we have a lot of wingers. Our wingers are going up, and they're not coming back. And we have a lot of attacking players, and we're pushing forward. So we don't stay back. So, and also, obviously, our backline hasn't played a lot. I mean, we swapping and changing, and Zuma and Christensen haven't played together for a long time. And Rudiger, Christensen, or whoever, combination of the center backs. Now Tomori's playing. None of them has played together. So, I mean, our goals were coming on from thinking somebody's playing offside and somebody's not, and somebody's running in and scoring. So it will get better with time. I still think Rudiger coming back to help us because he's our best center back. And him pairing up, and I think right now, even correct me if I'm wrong, I think Lampard likes Tomori.
Yeah.
So if Rudiger comes back from injury, I think him and Tomori partnership will probably be the one that he's going to go with. So I'm very optimistic. I still think that we can improve on the season. Attacking wise, we're good. It's just that we got to work on that defensive side of the game. And I'm happy with using the youth players because, I mean, knowing Chelsea, we always have youth players coming in, but we never give them a chance because we're always buying players. You know, we're always buying players and spending money and letting the youth players go to flourish somewhere else. So it's good to see the Mounts and the Abraham and the Maury getting chances. So that's all positive for us, and I'm excited. I honestly, I said this before, I thought we were going to finish fourth, and I think Chelsea will finish fourth in the season.
Yep. That I'm not being biased. I see that happen.
Where do you think we're going to finish?
Where do you think Chelsea's going to finish? Man United has actually occupied the fourth position already.
I know. We're fighting for fourth. I'm not even being a homer. I'm being sure. I'm sure about this. Evan, where do you think we're going to finish?
I told you guys earlier, it's either third or fourth. I told you because the battle is between us and Spurs.
Yeah.
Arsenal, you know how Arsenal is. And Arsenal and Spurs are inconsistent all the time. So that's why I feel like it's going to happen again, like what happened last season, where the last few games you're going to win, and then Spurs and Arsenal are going to just give up. That's what's going to happen again.
Daniel, where do you think we're going to finish?
I think Man United and Chelsea are actually going to battle for the fourth position, I think.
All right, so that's it for the Man United. That's it for the Chelsea. I mean, we talk extensively about those teams because we have the two teams that we support right here. So let's talk about the top six, right? Because, I mean, the title race. Let's talk about title race first. Now, right now, as things stand, I know City's playing right now and they're leading 1-0. But if City was to beat Everton, Liverpool have 21 points and City has 16, right? So that's a good 5-point lead that Liverpool have. And, I mean, I know it's still September. It's still 7 games played. Evan, I'm going to start with you. And I know, Evan, I know where you stand with it. Is this 5-point lead good enough for Liverpool to go on and win the title, or is it just a matter of time where they're going to falter?
It's a matter of time. I mean, 5 points is a good cushion to fall on. But again, this is football. Things do change in a matter of time. So remember, last season, similar thing happened where Liverpool was on top of the league to probably December-ish, I believe. That's when Man City came back on top, and that was it. If Liverpool, looking at their schedule right now, October 20th, they play United. October 5th, they play Leicester. And then Spurs is coming up. And then Arsenal is coming up. Mm-hmm. These games right here can decide it all. Like, if they should at least drop, 6 points out of these games, that's it. And comparing that to Man City's schedule, it's different. Like, Man City have a flexible schedule. So October would be where we can kind of decide, okay, it's looking like Liverpool is going to do league in May. They're able to keep the consistency that they have now.
I mean, so if, let's say, because you say in October, like you said, they have Tottenham at home. Actually, the Tottenham game is actually a Carabao Cup, so it doesn't count. They have Arsenal at home and then United away. Mm-hmm. That's the two biggest games. You're saying if they were able to come through and still win, then you would be confident that they can do it?
Mm-hmm. And then they have Man City coming up too. So it's going to be hard.
Yeah, but that's in November.
So but then these are back-to-back though.
Which one is back-to-back?
So the game against Leicester is literally next weekend, right? then United is the week after or 2 weeks after.
Yeah, but I mean, from what we're saying, they should be united, right?
United can pull up a fight.
Okay. So you're not sold on them?
Correct. Like, listen, United is not playing that well, but I feel like certain games they're going to step up. They're not going to just be like, you guys are going to walk over us. Like against us, I knew for sure like they were like, nah, we're not going to let Chelsea beat us at home. And I know against Liverpool, they're going to try to put up a fight, but we know Liverpool is the better side, and it's guaranteed that Liverpool's going to beat them. But I see United trying to give them a fight and possibly getting a point or 2 or 3 points from Liverpool.
What do you think, Danyo? Who do you think? I mean, do you think? First of all, who did you think was going to win the league?
Was undoubtedly Man City.
Yeah, that's what.
So now that Liverpool has a 5-point lead with only 7 games played, obviously we have 31 more games to play, so it's nothing really. Do you think a good cushion for them where they can hold on?
Yeah, it's to get a 5-point lead against Man City, I think is actually a good thing to actually start with. That's the first thing, But looking at the Premier League, the same thing actually happened last season. Okay, as Eben stated initially, the games that are actually coming up for Liverpool is actually going to determine their season, as Eben initially also stated. Liverpool is not really consistent, okay? So their season is going to be determined when they are able to actually win those games, because already they have 5 points against Man City. So it's going to take like 2 games for them to lose before Man City can actually come up, leading them with just a point. So that's just a point. To start with, it's a good lead for Liverpool, but it's actually up to them to maintain that lead. So those games coming up for Liverpool is actually going to determine their season. And I think Liverpool can actually capitalize on Man City's early drop points and actually, give a scare to Man City that we can actually keep holding on this time around. Because leading 5 points,
that's a
good thing to start with, because you go in a game with confidence. Do you get it? You go in a game with confidence, because it's not a slender, even though it's 5 points, it's not that slim of a lead. At least 5, it's huge. It's a huge gap in a way.
The lead was determined by 1 point, so
exactly
5 points is a lot.
So 5, it's good.
But that's the thing, though. But that's the thing. And last season, they had a 7-point lead, I think, by Christmas, and they bottled it, right? So, I mean, and I think during Christmas, it was, 18 games left by Christmas? So it was less games left, and they still couldn't do it. Yeah. So,
I don't see Liverpool dropping points this time around, because if Liverpool are actually going to do that this time around, I don't think they can win the league.
So you think that they can hold on to win the league?
Yeah, I think they can actually hold on.
You think
it's
a good cushion?
Hold on, yeah. They can and they should hold on to the lead, because it's a good lead. And
that's a good lead.
Come on. You actually did this last season. I'm going to repeat it.
I know.
If they fail to win the league, I don't think.
I mean, but the thing that you can say also is very early. What do you think about Arsenal? Let's talk about Arsenal and Tottenham before. Another shaky season that Arsenal's having. What do we think about them? What do we think about Arsenal?
No lie. Arsenal was way better than last season. The Arsenal that I know for the past 10 years is totally different now. You guys can disagree, but I look, their signings this summer, I think, were on point. Especially defense, we already know that's your problem. That's it. Yeah. But I think adding David Lewis, that might not be the greatest signing, but again, it's adding a little impact to the team.
Yeah, but he's giving away penalties left and right. I'm not sure if it's an impact. He had a terrible game against Liverpool. He had another terrible game against Who was it?
It's not what.
I mean, but yeah, I agree. I picked Arsenal to finish.
Sure, I feel like Arsenal is like in competition right now to most maybe finish. Look, this top four thing, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but the way Arsenal is going, if Chelsea don't finish fourth and Arsenal finish fourth, I'll be happy that Manchester finished in fourth.
You'll be happy?
I'll be happy for them because listen.
Oh, please.
I'm a Chelsea fan, right? I'm not supposed to be like, in contact or love my rivals, whatever. But this is football. If somebody's playing good football and they've been in just acknowledge it. Just appreciate what they've done.
Yeah.
If that happens to be the case, I would celebrate that much more than celebrating United finishing fourth.
What do you think, Danyo? What do you think about Arsenal's chances this season and what we've seen so far? Are you encouraged? Are you worried? Because I tell you what, before you even go, I was very encouraged by their last game against Aston Villa when they came back to win that game.
Yeah.
Other years before, that does not happen because who got the yellow on the red card? Maitland-Niles got the 2 yellow cards in the first half, and they went down 1-0. They tied up. They go down 2-1. They tie it up, and then they win the game. That's resilience. So that's a good indication of like good teams. Good teams find a way to win these games. So
that is a very good point you actually stated there.
So Daniel, this is a different team. Then this is a much better team.
The character of a team, especially when you're actually seeing the team going forward, is actually going to depend on their resilience because mistakes are actually going to come, but how will you respond to those mistakes?
Yeah.
How would you respond to those faults? Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Arsenal has actually shown that, even though they were actually battered by Liverpool, but you could actually see some glimpse in the game that they were trying to probably catch up and all that. But, the game point was Aston Villa. They were really tested and they really stood up to the test. Mm-hmm. And I think Arsenal is actually better. Arsenal is actually doing better, and I think it's they are also going to battle for the top four.
Well, everybody will battle for the top four. I want a number. Everybody. I need a position.
The Arsenal deserve the 5th position.
So you think they'll finish 5th? After all the good things you said about them, they're going to finish 5th. That's not an improvement.
Because he wants you to finish 4th.
Oh, because you think there's going to be another thing. Okay, so let's talk about another big event that happened was the Fifth Pro, right? I think they used to call it Fifth Pro, but now it's called the Best.
Correct.
And the Fifth Pro World 11 or the Best, whatever you want to call it. Now, I have an issue with this. Okay, first of all, I have an issue, and I'm going to list out the starting 11. So they have Alisson in goal, center back pairing up De Ligt and Van Dijk, which I guess we'll talk about that. We have Marcelo at left back. You have Sergio Ramos at right back. You have Modric in midfield with Ajax and De Jong, right? And then you have Hazard in another midfield role. Then you have Mbappe on the left, Messi on the right, and then Ronaldo in the middle. What the hell is this? Like, who made? Like, the players are not even in the right position. Right?
Exactly.
They just put in. So if you're gonna make a team, right, the players should fit the formation, right?
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. 1 and 2. How does Sergio Ramos play right
back for FIFA Pro?
For Fifth Pro when he hasn't played it all year. I know he used to play it back in the day, but he hasn't played that position. That's not his position where he was voted as.
I think this thing is starting to it's getting political.
It's so political, and I was trying to figure out who votes for these, and actual professional players vote for these.
Correct.
Yeah, but
players vote for these. When Real Madrid had one of the worst seasons in their history, had Marcelo, Sergio Ramos and Modric in there.
Modric.
My first issue with that was how the hell they make it. 2, I know De Ligt and De Jong had a good. I think De Jong had a good season.
Yeah, they did.
But let's be real here. They had a good season in the Champions League. they play in the Dutch league. So that doesn't count. If you score 50 goals in the Dutch league, you're not making this World 11 because it's not a top 5 league. So they wouldn't even count you. So who was the biggest snub? Who was the one player be like, you can't believe that made it, Evan?
One player that I don't think. Well, most of them, I think they deserve to be there. I can't call one specific player out. I have to think about this very carefully because Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, fine. And then Hazard, De Jong, I'm kind of questioning it, but like, whatever, he's there.
The Real Madrid guys are my biggest thing. Modric, Marcelo lost his position.
So Modric makes sense though. I think they're building it. So this is it. I think they're building things up from World Cup period up to the end of
during the season. So beginning of the season, last year from August to now.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think they're counting things from World Cup to the end of last season.
Yeah, but no, during the World Cup, no, Eben. The criteria is after the World Cup, they had a fifth floor. That's when Modric won the Ballon d'Or. It's already happened. So that doesn't count. It's from the beginning of the last season to the end of last season.
So who do you substitute for Modric then?
I don't know how Modric. I don't know how Marcelo made it. I don't know.
The question is, who do you substitute for Modric?
Who do I substitute? Bernardo Silva had the best season, one of the best midfielders in the league.
Yeah, true.
Bernardo Silva was excellent in the league last season. So, that's one player that I cannot believe that did not make it, right? And you look at it, and I know they put in players in there, but Salah didn't make it.
Salah didn't make it. That's very, very, very.
Mane didn't make it. And let me put out a player there. If you're gonna have De Jong, right, and you're gonna have De Ligt, how come Tadic didn't make it? Because Tadic had a better season than Luke De Jong. If you look at his stats, he had a better season than him, right? These all the players. Bernardo Silva had a better season. I can't believe Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't make it or Robertson didn't make it.
Jeffrey, you are not going to pick those guys. Come on.
What do you mean they're not going to pick them?
You're not.
You're not going to pick them.
Popular.
They're not popular. He plays for Liverpool. What do you mean they're not popular?
No, see.
Popular.
See. So now you know why.
Sterling didn't make it. Sterling did not make this team. Are you kidding me?
Sterling did not make the team.
Yes.
You know the English boys really didn't also make the team, which is very, 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 very uncalled for. You know, the whole world, I'm sure, is actually against this fifth pro team.
Everybody is.
If Marcelo makes the team and Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't make the team, and if
the guy had 11 assists from right back.
Exactly. And you know, that boy has been really, really, really good. He was the main turning point, for Liverpool. You know, when they actually faced Barcelona to be.
Koulibaly. Okay, so I guess we're gonna end the episode by talking about our fantasy league. We have the EPL fantasy league. We have how many people do we have in our league? We have 22 people in our league. It's a big league. And so far, things are shaping up. Everybody's played 6 games. Leader right now is Black Ark FC, Kenneth Konsana. Anybody know him?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who. Now, I posted it on my Instagram, so I'm not sure who it is. And second place right now is Hyrie 6. He has Ernesto Valverde as his name. And Jersey Man is third. Same One Legs Boys, Oyelowu Omoshule.
Right here.
Fourth. Roland Sam, 5th. 11 Bros. I mean, all the from 3rd to 8th, which I'm part of. I'm 8th, but my points are the same as 3rd place. So technically, I'm top 3. And let's look at where Danyo, are you in there?
No.
Oh, you didn't sign up.
No.
Eben, right now you are 16th.
Oh damn! I haven't like modified my team. I've been busy.
Oh, it does it for you. That's not an excuse.
Automatically? Okay. No
you want to criticize Ole, but you can't even get up in the league. 16th place.
Yeah.
Correct. You guys play what? You guys play Arsenal, right? Good luck with that.
Oh yes. Let's talk about that. What do we think is gonna happen? Let's do. I was actually on my list.
Oh yeah, Arsenal game.
The 2-1 Arsenal.
What's your prediction? Let me start with Daniel. What's your prediction on Arsenal game?
We are playing home. I think we're going to score Arsenal by 2-0. You're going to beat us.
Who's going to win
2-0.
2-0. Who?
It's a different ball game.
2-0 to who? Who's winning? You just said 2-0.
Why winning 2-0? I know that it's a shock prediction.
Man U's winning. I don't think it's a shock. But Man
United winning 2-0.
Okay, so Man U 2-0. Evan.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Pepe Aubameyang.
I have, you know what I have? And we do the Premier League predictor on the thing. Yeah, I have 0-0.
You have 0-0 time?
No.
I haven't done mine in a long time, yo. I want to cash out that 50K.
You have to just put it in and just hope something happens.
I know, right?
$2,000, so that's money, and it's free.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, yeah, that's our episode. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Daniel, for joining in.
Welcome.
Notice, I just called you, and 15 minutes you're ready, so thanks for that.
Watch the video that I sent to y'all.
What?
Jones and Ole and Woodward. Watch it when you get the chance.
I think he saw it. I sent it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, so signing out from me, from Ibn, from Dan. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.